Fans in shock. Shinyu refuses to work with Dylan Wang again. What happened behind the scenes? The entertainment industry thrives on reunions. When two beloved stars who once shared on-screen magic are brought back together, the anticipation is electric. That's why the announcement of a possible new drama featuring Dylan Wang and Shinyu nearly broke the internet. But just as quickly as the excitement spread, it crumbled. In a shocking twist that no one saw coming, Shinyu has reportedly refused to work with Dylan Wang ever again. And the reasons, according to sources, are more heartbreaking and dramatic than anyone could have imagined. A reunion that never was. When whispers first began about Dylan and Shinyu potentially co-starring in a high-profile romance drama, fans were ecstatic. After all, their legendary chemistry in Meteor Garden had become the stuff of modern folklore. Their playful banter, stolen glances, and heart-fluttering moments had built a fandom that lasted years. But behind the smiles and nostalgia was a storm waiting to break. According to an insider close to the production team, everything seemed to be moving forward until Shinyu abruptly told her management she would not accept any project involving Dylan Wang. She didn't even hesitate, the insider revealed. The offer was lucrative. The drama was nearly guaranteed to be a hit. But Shinyu's answer was firm. No. The news sent shockwaves through the industry. Why would Shinyu turn down what could have been the comeback of the decade? The hidden wounds. To understand Shinyu's refusal, one must rewind to the emotional earthquakes of the past months. First came the leaked voice note, where fans claimed to hear Shinyu pouring her heart out about Dylan in private. The internet dissected every second of that recording, accusing her of being the silent third player in Dylan and Bailu's turbulent relationship. Then came Bailu's tearful interview, where she asked the haunting question, why did you still need her? Although Bailu never mentioned Shinyu by name, the implication was undeniable. And through it all, Dylan Wang remained silent. For Shinyu, that silence wasn't just awkward, it was painful. A close friend of hers confided. She felt thrown under the bus. Whether the rumors were true or not, Dylan didn't defend her. He let the world paint her as the villain. She still hasn't forgiven him for that. The tense meeting that changed everything. Sources claim the drama producers had actually arranged a private meeting between Dylan and Shinyu in an attempt to mend fences before signing contracts. It didn't go well. According to a staff member present at the meeting, they sat across from each other, but the air was icy. Dylan tried to lighten the mood, but Shinyu didn't smile once. Finally, she told him, "You don't get to laugh like nothing happened." The room went silent after that. Witnesses say Dylan looked stunned, as though he hadn't expected her to be so blunt. Shinyu reportedly stood up, grabbed her bag, and walked out, leaving Dylan speechless. Fans in disbelief. When news broke that Shinyu had refused the project, fans flooded social media with mixed emotions. Heartbroken fans of the duo trended the hashtag we wanted them back. One wrote, "They created magic once. Why can't they do it again? Please don't let the past ruin the future." Supporters of Shinyu defended her decision with equal passion. Another fan tweeted, "She's protecting her peace. After everything Dylan let happen, why should she stand next to him again?" Bailu's fans, meanwhile, saw the twist as poetic justice. Of course she won't work with him. She knows her role in his betrayal is unforgettable. One post read, "The fandom wars reignited, fiercer than ever, splitting into camps that debated not just Shinyu and Dylan's personal choices, but the very ethics of loyalty, betrayal, and forgiveness." The secret script. Here's where things get even more mind-blowing. An anonymous source leaked that the script of the canceled drama contained storylines eerily similar to Dylan and Shinyu's real-life saga. The story? A famous actor torn between two women. One, the longtime girlfriend who stood by his side. The other, a former flame who never truly left his heart. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. When Shinyu read the script, she reportedly froze. The insider said. She told her team, "I can't play this role. It's too real. It's too cruel." That was the final nail in the coffin. Dylan's side of the story. So far, Dylan has remained publicly silent. But a source close to him claims he's deeply hurt by Shinyu's refusal. He thought they could work together professionally, even if things were messy personally. He wanted to rebuild their image. But Shinyu shutting the door like this that stung. Dylan reportedly told a friend, He doesn't even want to look at me anymore. I don't know how it got this bad. But critics argue that Dylan's silence during Bailu's heartbreak and his failure to defend Shinyu against public attacks created this rift. Now, it may be too late to fix. Behind the curtains, the industry's gamble. Entertainment insiders reveal that production companies are hesitant to cast Dylan and Shinyu in projects together now, fearing the unhealed wounds will disrupt filming. One executive bluntly stated, "They are dynamite together, but dynamite can destroy as much as it dazzles. Right now, no one wants to take that risk." Still, others speculate that producers may be waiting for the dust to settle, knowing that a Dylan-Shinyu reunion, should it ever happen, would be the most-watched drama of the decade. The silent war continues. For now, Shinyu's refusal stands as a powerful message. She is not willing to revisit old wounds for the sake of fan service or career advancement. But this decision also raises new questions. Is this truly the end of Dylan and Shinyu's professional partnership? Or is this just another chapter in a saga that will eventually circle back to reconciliation? And where does Bailu fit into this tangled triangle now that Shinyu has taken such a firm stand? Fans can only speculate. The meeting that broke everything. Why Shinyu couldn't face Dylan Wang again. The entertainment world thrives on illusions, glossy posters, perfect smiles, scripted chemistry. But behind the cameras, when the lights dim and the walls close in, the truth has nowhere to hide. And in one unforgettable private meeting, Shinyu finally revealed why she could never work with Dylan Wang again. A room full of silence. The production company had arranged everything with precision. A neutral hotel suite in downtown Shanghai, neutral tones, no reporters in sight. Just Dylan, Shinyu, their managers, and a quiet hope that reconciliation was possible. But the moment Shinyu entered, the atmosphere shifted. She walked in wearing a crisp white blouse and black trousers, her hair tied in a neat bun. Every step was deliberate, every glance cold. Dylan stood up, a hesitant smile flickering on his lips, but Shinyu didn't return it. Instead, she sat across from him, arms folded, gaze steady. The silence stretched so long that one manager coughed nervously, trying to break the tension. But it was Dylan who finally spoke. "Shen Yue," he said softly. "It's been a while." Her eyes flicked to him, but her voice was ice. "Not long enough. Wounds too fresh." Dylan tried to soften the edges. He cracked a joke about the last time they filmed together, about how she once forgot her lines and made the entire set burst into laughter. He chuckled at the memory. But Shinyu didn't laugh. She leaned forward slightly, her tone cutting. "You don't get to laugh like nothing happened." The room froze. Managers exchanged uneasy glances. Dylan's smile faded, replaced with an expression halfway between guilt and shock. "What do you mean?" he asked quietly. Shinyu's hands trembled slightly, but her words didn't falter. "You let them destroy me," she said. When that voice note leaked, when Bailu cried in front of the world, when fans cursed me every day, you said nothing. Not a word. Do you know what it's like to be silent because the person who could defend you chose not to? Her voice cracked at the last sentence. Dylan's lips parted, but no sound came out. Dylan's regret. Those who witnessed the meeting claimed Dylan's eyes welled up at her words. He leaned forward, hands on the table, and whispered, almost pleading, "I thought staying quiet would protect you. If I spoke, it would have only fueled the fire. I didn't want to make it worse." But Shen Yue shook her head. "No, Dylan. Silence doesn't protect. Silence abandons. Do you have any idea how alone I felt?" The room was suffocating. One manager reached for a glass of water. Another nervously typed notes on their phone, but no one dared interrupt. The script that shattered everything. And then came the breaking point. On the table between them lay the draft of the script they were supposed to star in together. Shinyu tapped it with her finger. "You know what this is?" she asked. Dylan nodded, still quiet. "It's our story," she spat. A man torn between two women. A woman who's painted as the villain. A silence that destroys everything. Do you think this is a joke? Do you think I can stand on a set, acting out the very betrayal that ruined my name? Her voice rose, trembling with fury and heartbreak. Dylan tried to interject. I didn't write the script. But you agreed to it, she snapped. You are willing to relive it. I'm not. The walkout. And then, with a suddenness that stunned everyone, Shen Yue pushed back her chair and stood. She grabbed her bag, her phone, and headed for the door. Wait. Dylan's voice cracked as he called after her. Please, just listen. But Shen Yue didn't stop. She opened the door, stepped into the hallway, and closed it behind her with a soft but final click. The room collapsed into silence once again. Dylan sat frozen, staring at the door as if willing it to open again. His manager placed a hand on his shoulder, but he didn't move. Witnesses say he whispered one line, barely audible. She doesn't even want to look at me anymore. Backstage whispers. News of the meeting spread like wildfire through the industry. A staff member later revealed that Dylan sat in the suite for nearly 20 minutes after Shinyu left, staring at the untouched script. Meanwhile, Shinyu was seen leaving the hotel through a side exit, eyes hidden behind dark sunglasses, jaw set in stone. She didn't cry, one source noted. Not in public. But you could feel the weight of everything she carried with her. Fan reactions. When leaks of the confrontation hit social media, the fandom exploded once again. Some sided with Shinyu. She's right. Silence is betrayal. Dylan let her take the fall. No wonder she won't work with him again. Others defended Dylan. He stayed quiet to protect both women. He couldn't win either way. He's not heartless, he's human. And then there were those who mourned the lost reunion. We'll never see them together on screen again, and it's because real life was too dramatic even for drama. The hashtag Shinyu walks out trended within hours, cementing the scene as one of the most unforgettable behind-the-scenes stories of a year. The lingering questions. As the dust settles, the industry is left with unanswered questions. Will Dylan and Shinyu ever reconcile? Even off-camera? Did Bai Lu's heartbreak create wounds too deep for Shinyu to forgive? And was the script a coincidence or a calculated move by producers hoping to profit from real-life pain? One thing, however, is clear. Shinyu's decision is final, at least for now. Closing image. Imagine it. Dylan alone in the hotel suite, staring at the script in front of him, the echoes of Shinyu's words still ringing in his ears. Silence doesn't protect. Silence abandons. Meanwhile, Shinyu walks through the flashing lights of paparazzi outside, her sunglasses shielding her eyes, her silence louder than any confession she could give. And somewhere in between them lies the story that will forever haunt their careers, a love, a betrayal, a silence, and a refusal that the world will never forget.